Hi, everybody. My name is Rich Lescafleur. I am the owner of Skydon Game Studios. I am the lead designer of the Phantasy Star tabletop role-playing game. I am really excited today. I wanted to share this with everybody. It looks like we got our book in. We got our first copy and from the prayer, and I want to open it up and show everybody what's inside. And there. Or damaging the book. Got it. What's up here? Ooh. Okay. Wow. So I'm almost speechless. This is our front cover. It came out amazing. It looks exactly the way that I wanted it to look. I love holding this. This is great. The colors came out great. It's, the presentation is great. Here's the back cover. Wow. Look how that pops. And we got the Sega logo here. And this looks wonderful. I'm all speechless during this video. Let's take a look inside. Okay. We have our end pages here. Our graphic of Dark Force going after the world ships. That looks awesome. And you have our first few pages here. Look at that. Look at that color. Wow. We have our frontispiece here of the 4 heroes and creating characters. This is, it's just coming out at you when you get to the pages. I mean, like everything, every single graphic, the layout is great. The way the colors blend together, I couldn't be more happy with this. Yeah, all the gear, equipment section, look at that, techniques. And yeah, we got the monsters and the stat blocks. Yeah, I'm gonna filter through this. And so, I mean, that's it. This is what I wanted to share. I can't even express how excited I am to hold this thing in my hand and, take a look at it. It looks fantastic. And I can't wait for the rest of you to see it. Phantasy Star has been my inspiration for a lot of the things that I write. It's been it got me into my love of RPGs and JRPGs. And this is kind of like a love letter to it. And I can't wait for the rest of you to see it. And this is me signing off. Hope to share some of this with you again. Take care.
And here it is. Right there, folks. There it is. All 228 pages of it.
I feel like I just showed it to them.
I know. I wonder why. So hey everybody, welcome to the October stream. Valley Girl Heather and Rich Lescafleur.
Hello everybody.
It is just the two of us today, so unfortunately the other 2 members of the team couldn't quite make it to the live today.
Eric could not make it to Gamehole Con. Yeah. He expresses he sends us hellos. Anybody that was at the Gen Con stream met Eric. Chris is here. He will also be at the seminar tomorrow night. So Anybody wanting to say hi to Chris that is here at Gamehole Con, come say hi.
And just a reminder, here are the 3 main events here for Phantasy Star. Of course, we have the Search for Lavina, which was the exclusive starter adventure for everyone who pre-ordered. Rich, you're going to be running
Chris
that?
is
Chris is running that
yeah,
one?
Chris is
Okay.
running that one in a couple hours. Actually.
Yep. And then, of course, we have the seminar tomorrow night. It's late. It is at 10 p.m., but it's absolutely going to be worth it. There'll be some more info and goodies for anybody who may be there for that. So you answer questions. I'm hoping I can make it, but at least you'll get Chris and Rich. That'll be great. And then, of course, we have the new adventure, the new Pioneers, which Rich's exclusive con game for Phantasy Star, and that is going to be happening Saturday. So yeah, so Phantasy Star all weekend, and yes, the physical books are out. They are now available worldwide. You can now get your copy for your very own. So if you missed out on the pre-order, you can absolutely now start ordering this beautiful, beautiful book.
Let's jump in before those questions come out. We have a not insignificant number of pre-orders. Our warehouse has been working, overtime.
You guys
on
did
getting,
awesome when it came to those pre-orders, and we have news coming up on how big that became. But you continue.
Well, don't give away too much right away. But anyway, so
pretty.
Yeah. So anybody that did was part of the pre-order should be getting their shipping notifications. If you haven't gotten it already, they should be coming between today and tomorrow if you're in the U.S. The international pre-orders started, I think, the day before yesterday, but those are getting packed by the warehouse. The shipping notifications, so if you haven't gotten your shipping notification yet, all that means is that the shipper, be it USPS or Global Post or however we're sending them out, has not scanned it into their system yet. That doesn't mean that your label hasn't been created and packed by the warehouse. So it just might be sitting until it gets picked up. But the majority of the pre-orders, probably about 98-99%, have been put together, and they are going out soon if they haven't already. I believe I heard some people getting, they got their shipping notifications for arrivals early next week. So we should be seeing a lot more of those.
Yep. And as soon as you get your copy, as soon as this beautiful, 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 yes, it has that new book smell. Someone asked about that. But yes, as soon as you get this in your hands, we would love to see it. We'd love to see, what you're going to do with it. Start getting those pictures so you can start posting them to socials. Please, hashtag Skydon Game Studios, hashtags Phantasy Star, so we can we'd love to be able to see you guys with your copies, with your game setups. We know people already have games prepped. They have game groups already ready to go. They just want to get the stuff in hand. We want to see it. We want to see all the love for Phantasy Star, and to thank all of you so much for your incredible outpouring of the fandom has been phenomenal.
Phantasy Star fans are great.
They are.
We're all cool.
Some of the best, one of the best communities out there, I think. So very enthusiastic. Okay, so let's open it up for questions. I'm going to check the Discord real quick because I think we had a couple of questions in there. But what information can we now provide?
We had our preliminary meeting, or at least I had my preliminary meeting post-launch, and we are working on getting accessories going now. Now that the game is out and the hardcover is out, we're looking at getting very basic things like screens and dice, which are automatically expected for a game like this. And the screen that we're planning on putting together, we want to include like a not exactly the Search for Lubino, which we've had on digital for a while. We're looking to get that on sale, but we also want to include a physical, like a short starter adventure to go with the Game Master screen. So we're getting into that. We are looking at getting setting up processing for custom dice for the game. and we're talking about other things, but I don't want to say them yet because those have not been confirmed. But we do have like at least screens and dice are like our primary thing that's on board, and digital adventures, which like the digital book is going to be available on Drive-Thru RPG.
Yep. So again, the PDF is available. It has been available, and it continues to be available. So if, especially for our international fans who really want a copy of this, but we know with the tariffs and the current situation, the shipping is crazy. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. So we understand it, and unfortunately, there's nothing we can do on this. This is not anything we control. It's just others who can, and well, we're not going to go into that, but the PDF obviously is available and probably much more easily accessible on that front, and hey, no shipping charges. So
that's true.
One of the questions that had come up is, do you get a free copy of the PDF if you have a copy of the hardcover? And unfortunately, just due to the nature of things, that's a no.
But announcement.
But yes, new news.
Yes, new news, because I had this conversation last night.
I think we've had it a couple of times in the last couple of days.
In the last couple of days. Over a couple of drinks even. But
which is always
that's how these conventions
that's how it works.
That's how these cons start, folks.
Everything's
a whole bunch of business people get together over a table and they have
we
some
drink,
drinks
and all these things happen. So.
But yes, last night discussion. So we would like people who purchase.
That's the shipping.
Okay. That's we'll get to that in a second. So as again what we can control, but so we would like the PDF to be available for people that purchase the hardcover.
Yeah.
We have two avenues that are opening up right now. One is through Drive-Thru RPG. We are going to try and set up for people to be able. Actually, let me preface this with why we can't give away the PDFs with or even sell the PDFs through Studio 2. Our licensing with Sega requires us to process the PDFs in a particular way. They need to be tracked. They need to be marked, and they need to be reported in a particular way with Sega. So at Studio 2 is not it isn't able to handle the process we need to handle it. So they sell the hardcovers, but we're not able to distribute the PDFs in the same way, which is why they were separated between Studio 2 and Drive-Thru. That was kind of my basic explanation to put this through. That said, we're trying to get it so now you can order the hardcovers through Drive-Thru and get the PDFs at a discount. For those of you who have purchased your PDFs through Studio 2, we'll be putting together a set of discount codes to email you, because anybody that purchased the books on Studio 2 should have their email on file. And we'll send out Drive-Thru coupons so that you'd be able to get the PDFs at a substantial discount.
So the answer is we can't do it for free, but we are trying to do what we can with the situation as it is. So if you have, when you get a copy of the hardcover, we're working on it.
Yeah,
we're working on it because we get it. Having a PDF copy is still very handy for a lot of reasons. Printing character sheets, and amongst, I think, one of the easiest ones. By the way, the character sheets in here. Oh my gosh, you guys!
The character sheets are available for free on Drive-Thru.
That's true. So you can always download them. But can I just show you? I don't know if you can see. I don't think it's going to. It's pretty.
It's kind of light in here.
Yeah. Anyway, the character sheets I do have on here. So in the book, they look amazing. They're very easy, clear to read, and you have everything in the back of the book. But it's gorgeous. I just want to keep looking through this book. I just do. It's so nice. One of my favorite parts is when you did the unboxing.
the end pages, yeah.
and showed that page. This is on the front and on the back.
There is a color version in the book as well.
There is a color version in the book that's with the city ship, and it's just it's even prettier in person. It's even prettier in person. Okay, so for the Dice Goblins, dice are probably coming. We don't know when. We have no ETA. Please don't ask. We don't know, but it's now in the works.
It's in the works. Yeah, we're discussing that. We're discussing, like I said, dice and screens. That said, I can give you my hopefuls.
Yes.
Which we're also discussing. We want to do 1-inch figurines for and maps for tabletop. We are doing that, and the other thing we are discussing is, aside from adventures, is virtual tabletop. But that is going to be the last of those discussions. That's going to be the end of that list, because that requires an entirely separate narrative and discussion. For setting that up.
But let's talk, because I think we've mentioned on a previous stream that one of the things that you want to do is start working on at some point, I don't know how soon, but at some point, and the next supplement. I should say the first supplement.
Yeah, the first
for Phantasy
supplement.
Star.
The first supplement.
So what are you looking to include in that first supplement?
So the very first supplement, I want to include things, again, I actually mentioned this during the seminar, things I was not able to put into the book itself. So a lot of setting material, special rules that are specific to certain games and certain settings. Certain things for PSO, like how powers are customized, and mag tables and how to put those together. Things that are of nature for the classic games, scenarios that rise up that are special to the plot line, where you could add setting information and special creatures and boss encounters, things like that. Those are what I want to put into our first supplement. If we expand the content to go into things that are not in the core book, like the PSU games and things like that, I would also love to include that in our first supplement. If not, then it would be in a follow-up supplement. So that way, fans of those games can take that content and just use the information in the core book to run those settings.
So there's more to come with Phantasy Star.
Yes.
This is just what we would consider the core book. This is the first step in the Phantasy Star universe for tabletop.
And hopefully, the chaos of the shipping and the tariffs and all that stuff will subside, and we can actually get running through the project the way that I had first plotted out. The core book, as beautiful as it is, it took a little bit of tweaking, extra effort. Something else I had actually discussed with folks during the first seminar is there was a lot of extra fluff information that we had to remove because we needed to fit within a certain page count to be able to afford our printing. But all of the information that we really, really wanted to get into the book, we got into the book. So that made me and the team very happy.
So what of all of these lovely 228 pages, what was your favorite section or favorite part or
not a fair
favorite
question.
item? Yeah, I know. It's like asking which is your favorite child, which we as parents will never admit, but we always have one at various times. But
no, I can't do that. I would like to hear feedback from people who start playing. One of the big things that we wanted to incorporate, not really just in the game itself, but we want to engage more with the community. Phantasy Star is a I don't know. It's like a large, close-knit community that is separated in like 30 different ways. I just, you know, when I'm looking for like, you know, like Phantasy Star sites and Phantasy Star fans, and they're, you know, they're kind of like all over the place, but at the same time all of us love and talk about the same thing. And one of the things I wanted to do with this game, for people who, you know, who are creating their campaigns and creating their stories, is kind of get a sort of I don't know, a creative community together to have discussions. I'm always available on Discord if you're on Discord, and, you know, am free to, you know, happy to answer any questions that you have. For anyone that has gotten the PDF on drive-through, you know, feel free to go in and engage. We would love to hear
reviews.
We would love to hear from you. We would love to hear, you know, we'd love some positive reviews. If you know, if you love the game, go on. You know, the overlords are watching, and you know, we would like to get some more positive engagement and grow the community, so that way we can get a lot more resources to get what people want. I mean, suggestions are always open as well. What we're doing probably within the next couple of weeks, either on Discord or on the website, is open up polls, and, you know, for the fans to actually give their suggestions, what you're all looking for, what you all want in the game to make your game fun, and to, you know, to really just enhance the experience of kind of just taking the core book as a base and building out like what you see as your Phantasy Star setting.
So go on to DriveThruRPG if you have an account. If you've purchased, if you've read through the book or the PDF and you have a copy, reviews are fantastic. It is the nature of the beast, as he says, that, you know, having that feedback, that, you know, the reviews and whatnot, that does make a difference. It really does. When, you know, we know all of you Phantasy Star fans out there are incredibly enthusiastic. You love Phantasy Star. That's why you're here. That's why you have one of these, or in the PDF form.
Oh, we'll soon.
Or will very soon. You will very soon. You are incredibly patient, and we are truly thankful for that. I just realized my hair is Phantasy Star. It is. It has. It's kind of, I don't know, kind of matches. See. But so sorry, squirrel. But yeah, go on to DriveThruRPG, leave us some reviews. That actually does make a difference. It might seem like something small, but honestly, the more positive reviews you have, it does. I mean, it's something that tangible that we can take and then show Sega. We can show, you know, the powers that be, you know, this, people like this, people want this. And then yes, on Discord has been absolutely fantastic. Especially, we have a really great community on Discord. The interactions, the discussions between the different parts of the series and characters and even the mechanics of the game and everything. So if you really want to dive in, join us on our Discord. That's probably the best place. But hey, you know, reviews on any of our socials. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on X, we are on Threads, we are on Blue Sky.
TikTok.
And TikTok.
And TikTok.
And we're on TikTok.
Like,
we don't do as much, but hopefully maybe we're going to try and do a little bit more. But we're on TikTok.
I'm too old for TikTok.
We're even on LinkedIn, so you know it's there. Well, you know.
I'm not too old for LinkedIn, but I'm too old for TikTok.
Okay. But yeah. Any of the socials, you know, we'd love to hear the feedback. We'd love to hear your questions. We do try. It's mainly just the two of us trying to answer everything, so we do try. I try to bring anything that I can't answer to his attention if he doesn't catch it first. And then we have a really good community. You know, I think.
If you guys ever catch Chris and Eric on there at any point in time, please tag them so to make them do some work. So I'm all the time.
Yeah, Chris and Eric are there too. So, you know, just kind of pop yourself, you know, say, hey, poke, where are you? Okay, goodness. We did have a question, didn't we? I know. Can we have a discount on dice and GM screens being
that's
pioneers?
a faraway discussion, right?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to scroll back here. So let's get back to this one. The suggestion I'll give you to use USPS for international shipping as well. DHL is tremendously expensive. It is not affordable for us in Brazil. For example, I had to ship to a friend in Texas so I could get mine.
So our shipping is handled by our distributor, Studio 2. Studio 2 Publishing uses probably I believe they use Global Post, which separates into different shippers, and they kind of have a table for the most convenient or least expensive shipping option to go to whichever area that they're sending out. So you're whatever you're getting when you order from them, that shipping cost is the lowest that that is available out from our distributor. It's not kind of like a pick and choose or choosing DHL. So and then that gets processed from the warehouse. Once the order goes to Studio 2 and then Studio 2 goes to the warehouse and the shipping, it's actually out of our hands. Like, I don't even know anything about it unless they're just letting me know, hey, the labels have been created and it's going out. And that's about as far as the information that the Skydon Game Studios team has, unless we need to contact them directly. That being said, once the labels are created and the warehouse ships it out and it gets picked up and scanned, now it's whatever shipper sends you your shipping notification. They're the ones that give you your tracking number, and it's out of Studio 2's hands at that point. It's kind of the way it gets passed off. The information becomes minimal, and then you will actually have more information than we do as far as when your package is arriving.
Yeah, it's they're just all these different steps, all these different fingers in the pie, trying to from what we do until you get the finished product. So, and I'm just going to take a minute. I'm going to shout out to Studio 2 Publishing. They are phenomenal. They have worked with us. They've been working with Skydon since Esper Genesis.
Yeah. Since actually, I was with Alligator Alley Entertainment, which I technically still am. They have so Alligator Alley Entertainment publishes Witch Hunt to the Invisible World, and we were the publishers of Esper Genesis before that was taken over by Skydon Game Studios. Either way, Studio 2 has worked hand in hand with us. They show up at all of the conventions that they show up at. We're there. Yeah. We have a table in there. They have like an entire section, and we have a table often in their section at Gen Con, Origins, Gamehole Con. No, not Gamehole Con. We're at Gamehole Con.
Yeah, we're at Gamehole.
Gen Con, Origins, PAX Unplugged.
All the big ones.
Yeah,
all the biggies.
All the big ones. You can find us, or at least me, there at Studio 2 Publishing's location, and there's a whole bunch of other great publishers, game publishers that we partner with, including FASA and the Need Games. The Fabula Ultima is well, actually that gets sold to Studio 2, but they usually have their own section as well. The Traveler folks, Third Eye Games, we have a lot of great publishers that are in the area, that we all kind of like a little family. So if you ever find yourself at those cons, please visit the Studio 2 Publishing area, and we'd love to say hi to you.
Yep, that's the best place to find the books. That's the best place to find him.
Yeah.
One day, maybe me, but him. So here's the question: we have PAX Unplugged coming up next month, which is early. Usually PAX isn't PAX U usually isn't until December, but this year they're doing it the week before Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. It's early this year, so.
Yeah, it'll be there.
Because I know there are going to be people going, if you're going to PAX Unplugged, will the book be there? The book will be there.
PAX Unplugged, important information, PAX Unplugged is in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So, if you find yourself in the northeast part of the country, come to PAX Unplugged. I will happily sign a book for you, and we can talk shop.
You can talk mechanics. You can let Rich know the things you loved or the things you hate of the book, preferably the things you love. But we understand. We need the feedback.
Or if Eric is there, you can bug
Or
him.
if Eric's there, you can bug Eric. Whoever's going to be there. So yes. So yeah, if you go to any of the kind of really big conventions and you're not sure where to find, always look for the Studio 2 publishing sign and just head that direction, and you will. That's where you're going to find Esper Genesis and Phantasy Star. So. Okay, opening it up. If we have more questions, that would be great. Go ahead and throw them into the chat. Until then, let's see. I'm just going to switch things over. I know this has been Phantasy Star, but I'm going to switch gears for just a second and talk about Esper Genesis.
Okay.
Because you and I were talking about some things that coming down the pipeline for Esper Genesis.
Yes.
So why don't you talk about that?
Okay, so we started a Kickstarter a few years ago that Skyline Game Studios sort of picked up that ball and started running again, and that's the latest adventure campaign, which is Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks, and it's a sci fantasy combination campaign. That runs through Tier 1 and 2 for you 5e folks. As I explained many times, outside of Phantasy Star, Esper Genesis is truly a 5e game. It is meant to be completely compatible with 5e back to front with any of the 5e branded books or with D&D. And the adventure introduces a lot of the concepts from Esper Genesis, a lot of sci-fi concepts, by you starting with a D&D campaign that's very we'll just say it's a very big, pays homage to Expedition to the Barrier Peaks and other old mods from those times, and just kind of that lean into the sci-fi elements and carries over a full story. We had just released that on VTT, Roll20 actually, I believe, about 2 weeks ago. The Shard version should be out at the end of the month. The PDF has been available since March, and we are working on getting that hardcover printed out and out to our very patient Kickstarter backers who have been supportive throughout the entire thing. It was very interesting project. It's a longer story as far as that's developing. But yeah, if you're interested in that sort of thing, if you want a D&D and an Esper Genesis together sci-fi super campaign, go check it out. Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks. And that's it on that. Now we are planning on reviving the Crucible Core organized play, which we had started years ago before the passing of one of our business partners, and we're in discussions on getting that together. A whole new set of adventures that are coming out. I guess a season, even though I guess they don't really do seasons anymore. So we're going to start doing events, running those at cons again. That's going to lead into our next project, which for Esper Genesis, which is going to be the Galactic Gazetteer, which is going to, anybody that owns the Esper Genesis core manual, we have a small chapter on the galaxy itself that has very crunched down information that allows you to build your own setting, but we want to expand on things like things like all of the organizations and the what's happening on Silrain Prime and the different the pirates and the protectors and all of those different factions that are going on, and what's happening in the galaxy, and actually finally dive into a lot of the meta plot that Esper Genesis has that we haven't been able to explore until now. And that's all I have on that.
Okay. Well, sticking on Esper Genesis for a second question, since Esper is sci-fi, are we getting some good maps for our VTT?
Yes.
And Roll20. Okay.
Yeah. So right now, I would say anybody that Esper Genesis is on Roll20 at the moment, and it's on Shard and it's on Fantasy Grounds. The existing Esper Genesis adventures, or at least the majority of them, are on Roll20 and Shard, and they do have maps. Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks also has its entire set of maps, including a very a very familiar circular starship map, or at least a couple of levels of such that were done by they're beautiful. They're very cool maps. You get them with the adventurer, and I believe there is a map pack, and if there isn't, I will make sure to include one.
Mental note for
Mental
Rich
note
when
for
you
me.
get home from the
So for me,
convention.
I'm like, is there a map pack with that PDF? Because there should
Put something
be.
in your phone, a reminder.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so it looks like the next jumping back to Phantasy Star. Well, let's
Yeah.
finish up.
No,
Are we
I'm
good?
done.
We're good. We're good.
yeah.
Okay, but if you have any more Esper Genesis questions, please let us know. We'll jump back. So we're gonna jump back to Phantasy Star, and hey, Star Goblin Radio, good to see you. You'd mentioned some content didn't make it into the book. Was planned for the PDF after the release. An example of some of the unpublished art. Any other details on what content or other content would accompany that art for
Yes.
Star?
So, the unaccompanied art was there were a few things. One was some of the unaccompanied art, some of the sketch work. We wanted to show everyone how we conceptualized the artwork, what we used as a base, and how some of our artists had planned out the sketches, the different things that we had had chosen, your different options as to what we were going to put in the book. We still wanted to share some of those initial pieces, as there's not a lot of current Phantasy Star art out there that's based on the original game. So we wanted to put some of those in there. The content was more creatures that could not make it into the book. More different monsters. We had to strip some of those out. More items, particularly more consumables, different type of caster kit, mags. We wanted to incorporate all of those in the book. Those didn't quite make it, but the core of the equipment was more important to keep. So we did use that. There were a couple more character options, really more variant rules. I'm sure for those of you that have actually gone to the book, what we tried to do is whenever we introduced a core system, we tried to provide a variant for GMs to take and sort of house rule or fit into their campaign, so that way it's closer to the game or game setting that they're trying to make, because the games the game rules themselves, even in the video games, they change so much between 1 through 4 and PSO and the releases. They just sort of keep changing. So we tried to include a lot of variants for GMs to make their game. So there's going to be more of those variant rules based off of the core rules that are in there, and monsters and consumables. Those are the 3 things I can think off the top of my head that we wanted to include.
And I'm going to do a quick shout out about the artists that did all the art for this book. They are all listed on, you can't really see, but when you go in the book or you go on your PDF and you go to the credits page, we have listed all of the artists. There were, again, no AI art was used in this. They were all artists, and they just did an incredible job just putting together their versions, their the fandom, I think we showed them off with the first Fridays we were doing, but that was only part of it. You only saw a fraction of the art that is in this book. So if you like this art, go to that credits page. You can find the excuse me, the lists of artists. If you want to know who a particular artist did what, which should be in the book, but if you have a question on that ever, please contact us.
Yes.
Because we would love to promote their work. They have done such a beautiful, beautiful job, and they're all independent artists.
On each page is the artist name for a particular art on the margin. You can find it there.
Yeah.
So our cover artist and who did a few pieces in the book and most of our main character art, Santi. He is also our lead illustrator for Esper Genesis.
Yeah.
He is incredible. He is a massive Phantasy Star fan. So I mean, half of I would love to take credit for a lot of the conceptualizing, but he was just like, "What about this? It looks like this great thing that I love," and I'm like, "I love that too," and that's kind of how it came together.
So, Phantasy Star, it was made by fans for the fans.
Correct.
So, it's for everybody who wants to play in the Phantasy Star, universe. But it really was created a labor of love and passion for Phantasy Star. What are you squinting at?
I should be wearing glasses.
Why are you not wearing glasses?
I'm looking at Verde, who says that.
Let's see.
They're okay, and an illustrator. Oh, okay. Well, hey, send an email to contact@skydawngames.com, please. If we're always looking for folks that are interested in writing, designing, doing some illustrations works on your portfolio. If you love the theme or the setting, that is bonus, because then you're already familiar with the source material, and that makes it easier on us.
So yeah, there you go, Verde. Just go ahead and get that email and connect with us, and who knows? Maybe you could be working on the next Phantasy Star supplement book, or whatever.
Leads me to my next.
Oh, well, you didn't tell me the entire what we were going to talk about. We tried to, but over drinks last night, it just kept going. We'll talk about it in the morning.
We were also surrounded by 50 other people.
I know, it was loud at the game. It was loud at the Gamehole, but it was fun. Yes, there's an actual, for those who have never been to Gamehole Con, it is actually named after an actual place called the Gamehole. So, and I got to visit for the first time yesterday. That was really awesome. But okay, what were you gonna say? Go on.
I was going to say that in addition, I know I was talking about Crucible Core for Esper Genesis and that organized play, that organized play system. Now, as part of the Phantasy Star community, we also would like to engage with GMs that would that want to put together their campaigns. We want to support those campaigns, so probably within the next month, maybe sooner, we're going to put together a sign up for GMs that are looking to run events on different sites or at official events at conventions, and just work with them to see how we can support them if you need different types of art or materials or something that we can share, that we can mark as an event that we're sponsoring, so that way that way we can work our license into it. Then we'll have that discussion, but those details
you've got one right there.
Those details are coming up.
It's like, sign me up right now. So yeah, the GM core, the GM organized GM group is
right now
coming.
For example, for those of you that play D&D Adventurers League, probably are familiar with Baldwin Games. Baldwin Games also runs our Esper Genesis events at places where they can, but we also plan on doing Phantasy Star events where Baldwin Games is where we're able to run our games at the Baldwin Games events as well. So that information will also be included for GMs to sign up. Baldwin is they're a fantastic group. They do organize play well. If you they branch out into different games. So even if you want to run Phantasy Star or you want to run what they run a whole bunch of things. If you're into RPGs, there's also additional RPGs you can decide to GM or run an event for badges, for perks, or benefits. But all that information is again upcoming.
They already work for. They already do for Esper Genesis.
They
right?
do Esper Genesis.
So
yes.
they already do Esper Genesis. So now we've got Phantasy Star coming into the works. So, question: is there a plan to translate the books?
Not at the moment. If I were to translate the books, they would be done one by one. So, as an addendum to add, one would be a discussion on licensing, which is currently a translation is part of the discussion that we're putting together. That said, to sell the book in certain locations, i.e. Europe, and actually, I would love to sell the book in Europe, South America, Japan. To make it globally available, there has to be a particular packaging and branding that has to go on the book that's required, and that requires like a sign up and licensing, and yes, because it has to be marked as like we can sell this to X customers of a particular age, or this qualifies as either a book or a toy, or there's actually licensing that goes into selling overseas that I've done a lot of research on. So we just have to get that in the works, but we also have to get permission to do it.
So, and again, more talks, meetings, and again, the more support you show, the more support you show, the books, Phantasy Star, the reviews, all that, maybe a lot of requests, if requests are coming in and we can show that this is something that the public wants, that would help our case in maybe talking in those meetings about it.
And yes, I have heard numerous requests already. Hey, can we get a translation for Brazil? Brazil, very big into Phantasy Star. I would love to get a translation for that. I would love to get a translation into Japanese. But again, requirements, and we're working on it.
Can you imagine Phantasy Star in Japanese?
Yes,
of all languages, but having Phantasy Star being kind of...
Admittedly, the translation into Portuguese for Brazil will probably be easier than translating into Japanese, considering that it is the source, and we're sort of like extended from the source. I'm not going to I'm not going to mince words on it, but there has been. We had a lot of back and forth. This is a development story. We had sat down and kind of had a very big team discussion on analyzing the source of many of the names and words and things, and what we were going to do, and whether or not we needed to target fans that played through the source material in Japanese games, or because we were publishing it in the U.S., how much of the U.S. translations we were going to use. And those things do not marry well together all the time. But we feel like we did our best with it, and to translate it back into Japanese, is it's a goal, but we may have to kind of take a look at the source of everything and make sure that it's accurate, since that is where it originated.
Okay, going back into the chat here. Oh my goodness, we got several of them. Okay, Brazil has a huge following for Phantasy Star over the years. Yes, absolutely,
especially the classics.
Yep. Let's see. We have an active TTRPG gaming group in Chicago.
Love Chicago.
Yay!
Not a fan of their pizza, but that's because I'm from New York. So you guys can forgive me. You guys can forgive me. Right.
I'm actually from Rockford, so I'm Illinois. Like I have to go and defend my Chi-town.
So,
I've lived in Chicago. I've got moved out of it unexpectedly. But
it's okay.
But it's okay. I'm close.
It's not.
I can go into the city whenever I want. Damn it! Nobody.
Not terrible. It's just not the best.
I'm not getting into a fight with you over pizza, or I'm gonna start pulling out the pineapple and pizzas and argue.
Oh, good.
We are gonna.
That's a crime.
We're
That's
gonna.
a crime.
Yeah, but I grew up. Part of my childhood was on the West Coast, and pizza was either pepperoni or it was Hawaiian. So you learned to eat pineapple on pizza, or else sometimes you starved. So I know.
It's all right. It's all right. I still respect you.
Okay. Thank you. You live in Florida. I
live in Florida now.
Yeah. Well, hey, everybody has problems. Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
How do we get into this again?
I don't know. Okay. And I actually know about the Chicago Tabletop Gaming Association. They're actually really cool. They have a really large member base. They do a lot of great stuff in the area and beyond. So any chance we can collaborate to spread the excitement over Phantasy Star's new TTRPG?
Absolutely.
Oh gosh, yes, please. Let's bring it to Chi-Town. Let's spread it from there.
Again, you will have the contact email. I'm not necessarily the one that looks at it, but if any of that information comes in that is important and should head my way, it will be forwarded to me. Or actually, since you're on, I can also be reached directly, although that, I might take some time to respond if that's the case. I can be found at, you can contact me at rich@skydoggames.com rather than the contact email.
So Pharmacist Dan, you heard it right. Just go ahead, shoot something over to Rich, and then we can see what we can do. So
I saw the mail bin question.
As a matter of fact,
I was waiting for that to come up.
Somebody just got hers.
Okay,
finally, because I had to wait till Gamehole Con to get mine, and you brought it to me.
Yes, again, because licensing. Again, please don't burn me at the stake or anything. Those pins are giveaway only at special events, which is why we gave them away at Gen Con. We were supposed to have more here, but we do not. But we will have more at PAX Unplugged.
Yeah.
For those of you looking for one.
So they do. They still exist. You just have to find Rich.
They are in far more limited supply than they were.
Yes.
Because they had disappeared at Gen Con fast. So
you have you're surprised?
No.
I mean,
I'm barely able to keep mine.
So if you want a pin, PAX Unplugged is going to be your next opportunity. Find Rich somewhere on the floor, doing wherever, one of the seminars or the games or at the Studio 2 publishing
Probably more at Studio 2
booth.
publishing booth, yeah.
And then you can shake him down for one, if he still has one. I'm sorry, I probably just put a hit out on you.
Can't take the one that's. I'll be wearing one of my bags. You can't have that one. I just want to put that out there right now.
See, the thing is, I want to keep this one wrapped, but I also want to pull it out and put it on my badge for the con. So I don't know. I have to decide what I'm gonna do. And yes, see, look, there are people who like pineapple on pizza. Ha.
That's okay. Like I said, I still, it's not my thing.
Deep dish. There we go. Yeah. See, someone mentions pizza. The Pizza Wars start, and that's it. That's
we're the New York is the originators. We like our crispy flat slice.
You know
with
what,
pepperoni wait, are we? Hold on, we're getting into this pizza stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I love you all. I love all of you.
But I'll admit, I like New York style pizza because you fold it, you have to eat it by the slice. But one of my favorites, and maybe it's just because I love the carbs, probably, Detroit style pizza. I'm gonna throw that in the mix because Detroit style pizza is so good. Yeah. So.
Staying quiet.
It's all I know is that if it's pizza,
I love all you guys. That's all I can.
Yeah, we do. We love you. We love you no matter what kind of pizza you like. Okay. Let's see if there's anything. So yeah, do we have the meow pins? Yes, we do. Okay. Here we go. Time to work a bit. Thank you. We get material. If we can get materials even in English for GMing in other languages, would it be needed some kind of footage?
Not sure what the
I'm not
question
sure
is.
what they're going for on that. We can get materials even in English for GMing in other languages.
I can't answer that last question though.
Okay, well let's real
let's
quick. Will there be some GM materials created for in other languages for the folks who global?
Outside of I mean, if we were aiming to get translations done, it would be for the core book first, before doing material like translations for materials and adventures in other languages, because we have to get permission to do that with the core book before we can do it for anything else anyway.
Yeah, but now that doesn't mean that someone on their own.
Oh, you're talking about someone on their own.
Yeah, so if someone say on their own wanted to take, say, like the character sheets or whatever else and maybe modify them for their own game group.
Of course, I mean,
and put it into other languages, that would be great. And then maybe, shared it with us. And
sure, if it's something that you would like to do for like an official gaming event in the country that you live in, then yes, that should not be a problem. We'd actually be very happy for that, because I've said it many times, I would like everyone that loves Phantasy Star to be able to enjoy this game and use this game however they need to use it. So that's something I'm very open to working.
All right, one last question, because I just looked at the time and realized.
Yeah, we're almost out.
So we're running the new Pioneers here at Gamehole Con. Mm-hmm. Will that be made available to our adoring public?
No plans on that yet. No, it's an exclusive. Again, going back to the organized play, we wrote out things that are called author only adventures, and those are New Pioneers is mine. Like it would be one of those adventures that only I run for people that are at the convention. At the time, it's sort of an incentive for folks to come and experience something that they wouldn't be able to purchase and play anywhere else.
So unfortunately, there's that. But that said, there are going to be adventures coming out, and you said we're always kind of open to people. Mm-hmm. If you want to contribute, if you have an adventure that you have been playing that you would like to maybe see us put out there, you can always contact Rich. You can always contact through the website.
Adventure ideas.
We'll take adventure ideas and whatnot.
Our current run of adventures that we have planned, once we actually get the green light on that, is going to be a half and half classic series and PSO adventures. And we, unlike the Search for Luvino is one of those events during the game, and we did that for folks who play through the games and have sort of a nostalgia. They remember that scenario, which honestly, like in the game itself, probably takes about 10 minutes. But we kind of expanded out to just show what you can take a small scenario out of the game and make a full adventure out of it. The adventures that we have planned for the classic and PSO are going to be more unique, outside of the in-game events and things that GMs can use to plug into their different settings.
So also, I wanted to shout out to everybody who supported the PDF when it came out on DriveThruRPG. I just checked again. Obviously, I've just put the link into the chat for if you want to get a copy of your own. It is an Electrum bestseller, and it is held very steady on, I think, almost since it came out.
Yeah.
In the #2 bestseller spot on DriveThruRPG. We'd love to see it pushed to #1.
Okay. So #1 right now is Cyberpunk, and even I'm not going to argue with
you
that.
know what? I'm still. I am a bit of a romantic. I am a hopeful. So, we would love to see it pushed to #1. But you guys, the community has come out in droves. You have shown your support. We absolutely adore and love you for that. Thank you for making it the #2 bestseller, keeping it at the #2 bestseller slot, and for putting it as an Electrum bestseller. I mean, that's
on our way to gold, actually.
On our way to gold, yeah. It's getting there. I'm looking forward to it. So that's going to be fantastic. But again, you can always check out everything on. Again, the PDF is available on DriveThruRPG. The book is available now for order on the website on the Skydon Games. Skydon Game Studios website. I need coffee. I think we do it. So thank you for everyone for joining us. We really appreciate you being here and taking the time. Thank you for your support for Phantasy Star, for Ethra Genesis, for everything. We will be back next month at some point, probably just prior to PAX U. Come out to PAX U, see Rich, and we will see you all very soon.
Take care, everyone.
Bye, everybody.